are live. We are recording. Glad you guys are here. Hey, Mike, could you mute out for me, my friend?
Yep.
It's getting a lot of background noise. Thank you. All right, guys. Hey, so my name is Brian. I'm going to be your host this evening for the next hour or so. And we're going to be talking about a lot of good stuff here tonight. You guys, in case you don't know where you are, you're at the Eight Figure Dream Lifestyle webinar. I'll be your host. My name is Brian. Couple quick housekeeping things here tonight. I'm going to ask you guys for some input, if you would. Give you guys some questions to answer. It definitely helps me. When you do have questions at the end, we'll address those. So just sit tight. We'll go over your questions. Make notes if you have any. If you have any questions that you want to write down, we will come to those at the end. So that being said, let's go ahead and start the show. And there we go. All right, Pats win. All right, guys, I'm glad you guys are here. Again, my name is Brian. You're at the Eight Figure Dream Lifestyle webinar. Why do we call it that, right? Because that's what we're all about. We're about showing you how it is truly possible to achieve those kinds of results. Eight figures, whether you're going to actually achieve those results or just live the lifestyle, we can show you how you do both. But with our model, it is truly possible to get to eight figures, with a little work, and we're going to show you tonight how that is possible. So thanks for being here. Little bit about me to get the thing started. My name is Brian, Coach Brian. Maybe some of you guys were invited here by me. That's who I am. I have been married for 18 years to my beautiful wife. We have, we have three kids, 16, 13, and 12. Or she's 11, sorry, 16, 13, and 11. And I've been an entrepreneur for the last 20 years. That's been both online and offline. I did own a brick and mortar franchise business. We are now what we call give back mode. So I have been, a success coach and trainer, and we are teaching lots of people to do what I and some of the other guys do to achieve really extraordinary results. I am proud to say that I'm a seven-figure income earner. That's been both offline and online. And my brick and mortar business that I did since 2000, right when I got out of college, and I sold it in 2008, was a pawn shop. I live here in Colorado, so I actually had two at one point, successful pawn shops. Did that for a long time, and then I got one of those offers that was too good to be true, decided to sell it, and I sold it for $1.2 million right in 2008, which I don't know if you know anything about pawn shops, but when the economy tanks, pawn shops go up. So I definitely didn't plan too well. Needless to say, I lost all of that money. And I tried doing other businesses. I didn't want to go get a job working for somebody else, but at the end of the day, that's what it came to. So I got a job. I was selling heavy equipment, and I was doing that all over Colorado and Wyoming, really with zero interest whatsoever in heavy equipment. But I was good at selling. I could talk to people, so I did that. The problem was I was used to making, in the mid six figures with my pawn shop. And all of a sudden, I went down to this $65,000 a year salary with some pretty lousy commissions and working for corporate America, which had never done in my life. Well, one day, it's kind of an interesting story here. The person who brought me on this is into concussion and fracture. The person who brought me into this business actually is on the call tonight, and it was funny because I'd done some other things in the past, and one day I had gotten home from a really long road trip, and I got a call. It was on a Friday, and he tells me about this opportunity. And so I went home, I put on the computer, and I watched this video, and it was really, I was like, you got to be kidding me, right? People are really doing this. But I believed in what he was, my mentor. I believed in what he had told me. And I knew that if he could do it, I could do it. There was no reason that I couldn't duplicate what he had done. And his results were, I don't remember the exact number. I think it was like $40,000 in his first 30 days. And if I just got even a little bit of that, I would have been happy. But I was watching this video, and I was sitting in my living room, and my wife walked through the office, and she saw it, and she, of course, is skeptical about everything. And she said, what are you doing? And I said, I go, hey, honey, this is what we're going to do. This is what I'm going to do. I'll be able to quit the job. I can get back up to where we were, mid six figures. We can, because we won't have to sell the house. We won't have to do all these things, and we'll be able to live our lives. Well, she told me no. She said, don't do anything. go back to work Monday. Well, I did it anyways, and she's very, very happy now. I wish she was sitting here with me so she could tell you that, but whoops, I'm sorry. But I have rebuilt, and I'm doing much, much better than before with a lot less headache and a lot less problems. So what I'm showing you here now is a slide of this is just a little point in time from looks like over the summer, May 13th to June 21st. So that's a month and a week. Those are some snapshots there. The arrows are pointing to the sales that were made, and 22,000, 6,500, 12,500. There's a 2,000 in there, but if you add it all up, it's 115,500, and that in a month and a week, that's pretty good results, right? So this is what we're going to talk about tonight, showing the power of numbers, the power of mass marketing, the power of leverage, and these are the actual kinds of results that you can achieve. So I never in a million years would have thought that I could earn 115 grand literally in a month. But now I do it, I do it consistently. And there's other people, not just me. There's quite a few other people within our group, within our business model, that are also achieving these kinds of results. So just wanted to point that out. This is a little more recent snapshot there of November-ish. Couple $22,000 sales within a day of each other, couple $3,500 sales. So really, really good results can be achieved here. Now, I know you guys, you're listening to me talk about myself, and that's not why you're here to hear about me. I am going to get to why you guys are here in just a second. But one of the big things we do focus on, you guys, is building a business that meets your lifestyle, right? Doing what you want to do when you want to do it, and having the resources to make all that stuff come true. So these are just a couple snapshots of my family, and obviously, we like to travel, go to the beach. That's us in Mexico. My son getting pushed literally by two dolphins are pushing him by the bottom of his feet, and it was, they call it fly like Superman. That's what they call it in Mexico. So that was a once in a lifetime thing to do. Of course, skiing down there with the kids, and we were able to purchase a car for my son who just turned 16, which he is paying for, but we were able to make it happen. So that's I want to make sure you guys can hear me all right, right? If you guys have any technical problems and you can't hear or see, please put it in the chat. I'm just reading what they said, what you guys are telling me. So anyways, that's what we're going to talk about. Now, why are you guys here? The reason you guys are here is obviously for freedom, right? And once you have financial freedom, then you have freedom, okay? They both go hand in hand, and that's what we're here to talk about, to have the time and financial freedom to be, do, and have absolutely really anything you want, okay? So let's talk really quickly about the 7 reasons why most people fail to generate income online, right? Number 1 being they don't know how to market. Number 2, they don't have the money to do it. Number 3, they don't have the time. Number 4, they are not great at selling. And number 5, no products to sell. Number 6, maybe they're not getting the support they need. Or number 7, they're not technical. So what if we had a system, like an all-in-one system that was able to knock out each one of these reasons why most people fail, and all of it was rolled into one? Guess what? That is exactly what we have, and that's what we're going to talk about. So before I move on, I want to do a quick a couple quick questions for you guys, okay? And I maybe should have done this a little bit earlier, but can you please answer my question here? Is this the first time attending one of our webinars? If I could just get some answers to this, that would be great, just so I know where we're at with everything. We'll take a quick break here and get these questions answered. And it looks like I know the answer, what it's going to be, so hang on one second here, move my mouse. Okay, so let me close the poll, share the results. Obviously, 87% are first-time viewers. Welcome, you guys. Glad you guys are here. I do have one more question for you guys, and this is going to bring us to our next point, is how did you guys hear about it? How did you guys get here? Please let me know. Phone call, yeah. All right, we got a Share the results. Okay, so it looks to me like phone call, message, text message, email, personal phone call. Obviously, the biggest one is a phone call message. So we're going to talk about that. And remember, just keep that in mind, these results, because we are going to get to these in just a second. So, all right, so for now, let's move on here. We got those answers. All 7 of those systems were rolled into one. So the only questions are then, what has been your biggest barrier for generating income online or offline? You know, I mean, just what's been your biggest barrier? How much income would you need to make every month? How many hours are you guys willing to work in your online business if you knew you could make that amount each month? And where would be your ideal place to work from or travel to? That does bring me to one more question here. If you guys would please answer this poll for me. What's been your biggest reason for not being able to generate income? Go ahead and answer this question. Please, please, there we go. Now you guys are voting. Okay, get them coming in. Phone call from Keith. Actually, I had a couple. All right, keep voting. I want to get at least. All right, so let's go ahead and share the results. And this is pretty even all the way across the board. Number one being you don't have enough time or money to start the business. And then everything else is dead even. Not enough coaching, don't have the products, and not technically savvy. Well, again, you guys are in for a treat because we're going to show you how we have each one of those things solved tonight, okay? So let's move on. And so who is our business good for? Okay, why are you here? Who is this business good for? We talk a lot about firing your boss. I'm sure you've heard that statement before, but we are going to show you how to use all of your experience and your skills for yourself, building your own dream versus someone else's. If you're an employee, you know what that feels like. I know that when I was selling the heavy equipment, I would sell like, I mean, obviously that stuff's very pricey. You know, I'd have like $5 million packages and they pay me $8,000, you know, as like a commission. It was just ridiculous. But I knew the guys at the top were getting rich. How about building your ideal business? A business that meets your lifestyle, matches your lifestyle to do what you want to do. And then, of course, you guys retirees, I'm sure there's some retirees on here, to make those golden years actually golden, okay? So that's who this business is good for, and that's what we're going to talk about. So what are you going to learn by the end of this webinar? We're going to talk about discovering why an online business is the only way to build your lifestyle where you're going to be truly free, and the only way to do that is by plugging into our online franchise-like system. Number 2, we're going to show you how an 84-year-old made $10,000 in his first 30 days with no marketing skills, ready-to-go products, even though he hated selling, and how you can too. And number 3, we're going to talk about how you can start part-time with possibly no money down out of your pocket. So we're going to get to that as well. All right, so the first thing, why discovering an online business is the only way to build a lifestyle where you'll be free, and the best way to do it is by plugging into our franchise-like system. So this slide right here basically talks, if you look at the top, we have different business models. If you look down the left-hand side, we have criteria. So if you're talking about having a job, can you make 5 figures a month? Possibly. Short learning curve, again, possibly. But not many jobs where you're going to have 20 hours a week or less of work. Breaking even doesn't really apply, and unlimited income potential, probably not with a job. How about traditional business? Maybe you know, like what I did, you own a brick and mortar store. Can you make 5 figures a month there? Sure you can. Short learning curve, probably not working less than 20 hours a week, and definitely not breaking even within 60 days. I believe it took me about 2 years in mine. Unlimited income potential, yes. Multi-level marketing, you know, lotions and potions, Amway, all that kind of thing. Very, very challenging, but you can make good money at it if you're, I guess, probably a pretty skilled person. It's really hard. Making 5 figures a month, if you're very lucky. Short learning curve, yeah. Working less than 20 hours a week, yes. Maybe. Probably not breaking even, and then unlimited income potential, yes. Whoops. Every time I move this mouse, it does that. I apologize. Okay, how about a startup, right? Startup company. You start something from the ground up. Can you make 5 figures a month? For sure. And unlimited income potential, yes. Okay. In internet marketing, which is, if you don't know what internet marketing is, that means driving traffic to a that just means you're driving traffic to a landing page where you're trying to sell some sort of an offer. That's really what internet marketing is. You're buying clicks, you're buying Google AdWords, all that kind of thing. And it can be very, very lucrative, but it is extremely challenging. Therefore, yes, you can make 5 figures a month. Short learning curve, yes. Working less than 20 hours a week. Excuse me, short learning curve, no. Working less than 20 hours a week, yes. Breaking even and making a profit within 60 days. Probably not. And then unlimited income potential, yes. Then look at what we have to offer, our 8-figure dream lifestyle online system. It does meet all the criteria. 5 figures, short learning curve, working less than 20 hours a week, breaking even and making a profit within 60 days, and unlimited income potential. How do we do all that, right? How do we do all that? Well, we're going to get to it right now. This brings us to our next point. How this 84-year-old made 10 grand in his first 30 days with no marketing skills and ready-to-go products. And he didn't even like to sell, okay? This is a true story. This is a true story. We had a gentleman, he was the father of one of our members, and he was able to come into the business helping her out, and he made 10 grand in his first 30 days. The way he did it, secret number 1, we have automation in place, okay? So the 2 secret wealth strategies, you guys, to generate $10,000 a month and do it in less than 20 hours a week is automation. What's the second one? Outsourcing, okay? And we are going to get to both of those in great detail. So for now, what I do want to talk about, what I want to do is use the first bit of automation to explain the model to you, okay? Because I could sit here and explain it to you. You probably wouldn't understand it if I tried. This video does a heck of a lot better job than me. So I'm going to play this video. It's going to be about 9 minutes long. If you have any questions, write them down, and I'll be back at the end of the video, continue with the presentation. If you have technical problems during this, put it in the question and answer, and I'll do my best to solve it. But here we go. Here we go.
In a minute, you're going to learn how people just like you are making high 6-figure incomes on proven, high-ticket digital products that they don't have to touch, store, or even ship. You're going to learn how thousands of people just like you are able to watch this same video and go on to earn more money in a few months than they did in a year at their old job without having to do presentations or convincing people to buy anything. We take the same business model that's been working for over a century for the world's top franchises and apply it to the largest growing demographic in the world. The rest is an automated system in which 90% of the work is done for you. We have the products, we have the system, and we have the global network. All you do is follow the duplicatable system and get paid. I'm going to explain the simple steps that you need to take in order to become another top earner. You could be doing the same thing they're doing, pulling in 5 to 6 figures a month like clockwork. Anyone can do this. You see, when you sign up, you instantly gain access to our proven lead and traffic sources. These are the very same resources all of our top income earners are using. Here's the thing. You could actually be one of those leads. You're here right now because you're part of the sales process. Probably because you had expressed an interest in making money from home. You saw an advertisement, or it could be one of many reasons. But here you are on the final leg of the process, watching this presentation right now, which has been proven to convert thousands of people just like you into a brand new associate. Now, once you make that decision, then a world of possibilities opens up for you. Direct sales. You'll receive 100% of the commissionable sales that you make, between $2,000 and $22,000. Now, I want you to imagine something right now. I want you to imagine that by utilizing our highly effective marketing resources, you start getting prospects into your marketing funnel, putting leads in front of this presentation, and having people wanting to join your team. Now, let's not hype the situation like so many companies do. Let's say that only one of those people each week decides to make a purchase and join your team. For the sake of illustration, imagine that you sell one product package a week at $2,000. This will give you a minimum income of $104,000 a year. That's $8,000 a month. Stop right now and envision what that kind of money could do for you. How many desires would you be able to fulfill? How many dreams would you be able to dust off that you don't allow yourself to think about anymore? What would you do with that kind of money today? By the way, the chances of everyone just buying our lowest package is quite slim to say the least. Typically, 80% of our first-time buyers purchase a $6,500 product package. What could you do with that money? Plus, you're doing this without having to convince anybody of anything, without having to set up a store as you would with a regular franchise, and by simply following our system step by step and letting us do 90% of the work for you. Even when you're essentially having your worst week, you're still making more than most people who work full-time. The amazing thing is that there are actually 4 ways to earn, and I've only explained the first way. The other 3 are even more exciting. Remember how I showed you that even with basic sales, you could still be making $100,000+ a year? Well, that's just the first way you can make money with the business. You're up and running within 24 hours. You never have to wait to get paid, as you're always paid directly, and you have a full global team supporting you. First of all, there are 5 product packages that you get to keep 100% of the commissionable sales. The first is the basic package, which costs $2,000 plus a $195 license fee and allows you to earn $2,000 per sale. The second is the builder package, which costs $3,500 plus a $295 license fee and allows you to earn $3,500 per sale. The third is the advanced package, which costs $6,500 plus a $395 license fee and allows you to earn $6,500 per sale. The fourth is the Pro package, which costs $12,500 plus a $445 license fee and allows you to earn $12,500 per sale. And finally, the fifth is the VIP package, which costs $22,000 plus a $495 license fee and allows you to earn $22,000 per sale. Now, the 4 ways to get paid are direct sales, we've already covered that, qualifying sales, roll-up sales, and upgrades. Now, to understand the 4 ways you earn, you have to know how a profit center works. You see, when you purchase a product package, your very first sale bypasses you and goes to the person who sent you here. This is called your qualifying sale, and it only happens once. Now, here's the exciting part. Not only do you get 100% of every sale you make after your initial qualifying sale, you also get 100% of each new associate's qualifying sale. Let's use the $3,500 product package as an example for potential earnings. One of your leads named Nicole buys a $3,500 package. First, you receive 100% of this sale. Next, Nicole makes her first qualifying sale for a $3,500 package from Ted. You also receive 100% of that sale for a total of $7,000. Now, Nicole's qualifying sale, Ted, takes his place in your business. When he makes his first qualifying sale, you receive 100% of that sale as well. You've now earned a total of $10,500. The process goes on and on. This is called a profit center, and it pays to infinity. So, after a single sale, you can see money coming in on a continual basis over and over again because each profit center will pass a sale to you. And there's no limit on this. Imagine having 5, 10, or even 20 more profit centers. To put this into perspective, let's say you get 4 $3,500 sales in your first month. That's $14,000 a month or $168,000 a year. Not too bad. Now, let's say that all 4 of those sales make their first qualifying sale within that first month at $3,500 each. You would make another $14,000, not counting any personal business you generate. Now, this repeats itself in 3 months, and another $14,000 is yours as you help build your team. Now you're starting to get the picture. The first way you earn is through direct sales, and the second is through passed-up qualifying sales. Let's look at the other 2 ways you can earn. Whenever one of your qualified associates owns a package for less than the amount of the sales they make, you get paid the difference. For example, if you qualified at the $6,500 advanced associate package and you have a qualified person at the $3,500 package in your team, and they sell a $6,500 package, they will get $3,500 and you will get the $3,000 difference. The final way you make money, which could be considered as passive, is through upgrades. Although 80% of our members start at either $3,500 or $6,500 product packages, many quickly begin earning money and upgrade to a higher package. Let's say you're at the $22,000 VIP package, and an associate under you advances from $6,500 to the $22,000 package. They would pay you the difference, which would be $15,500. Let's look at this again. You have 4 ways to earn money, 3 of which do not directly involve you at all. 1, personal sales, 2, qualification sales, 3, roll-up sales, and 4, upgrades. By now, you should be getting the idea of the kind of immense earnings that you're able to make. This is your golden opportunity to finally obtain the extra income and wealth that you need in order to experience the time and freedom that you desire. You only pay once and you own your own business. After your first sale, you get to keep 100% of your commissions. That's better than any traditional franchise opportunity out there where a huge chunk of money goes back to corporate every single month. Not only that, but you can operate this business from literally anywhere in the world where you have an internet connection. Here's the crux of the matter. It's the easiest, fastest, and most lucrative method that you're going to come across for making money right now. Not 3 months from now, not 2 weeks from now, but potentially within days. It's designed to actually give you the lifestyle that most people only dream about. See you on the inside.
All right, guys. Hopefully that video made good sense to you. Can I see a show of hands? You guys understand? There's a little button that you can raise your hand. Just raise your hand. You guys understand what's going on? Looking to see here how many hands raised. Yep, lots of hands are going up. Okay, good. Any questions that you guys have, please hold on to those till the end because we're going to cover that when we're done. So, all right, awesome, guys. Let's move on. 8-figure dream lifestyle. Obviously, the video explained what we do, how we do it, and why it is very, very lucrative. But we're going to talk about 10 reasons right now why our 8-figure dream lifestyle system just works, okay? If you've ever been involved with a franchise, you know what a franchise is. That means there's a blueprint and you buy in and they have proven it and it's tried and it's true and we know that it works. And odds are if you follow the system, you will be successful. This is similar, okay? We have a proven business model that is franchise-like, okay? It's not a franchise, but it's franchise-like because we have that blueprint. Okay, we have a blueprint for success already here. All you need to do is follow what we tell you to do, which it's very, very doable, and you will be successful. I mean, the odds of being successful are very good as long as you follow what we tell you to do. Okay, we have marketing, which is part of our blueprint. It's easy to use, it's simple, and it's duplicatable. We have sources for unlimited leads already in place. You will not be chasing your friends and family around, knocking on doors, you know, having hotel meetings, any of that kind of stuff. We have it already in place for you. We have an automated selling system that does 90% of the work for you, which we're going to cover here in just a second. And we have products, right? High demand products that are already created for you to sell. So that being said, let's talk just a little bit about the marketing. I'm going to minimize this, get rid of that. Give me 1 second here and bring this up, okay? So you guys, we have marketing already in place for you, okay? As you can see here, what do we actually do? I want to go back and show you guys. Let's go back and look at this poll that we did earlier. Give me just a minute. If I can, I think I can bring those results back up. How did you hear about it? Share results. Yes. Okay, so these are the results you guys gave me. Hang on. You guys probably aren't seeing this, are you? Are you guys seeing the screen? Can I get a yes or a no if you guys are seeing the screen? Yes. Okay, good. Thank you. So these are the results you guys actually gave me, right? How did you get here? Phone call, message, text message, email, personal phone call or word of mouth or Facebook, social media, that type of thing. Okay, obviously the biggest one right there was the phone call message. Okay, I emphasize the word message, email, text. Why is that important? Because with automation, remember we talked about those two rules for how we do what we do. Two secrets, one being automation. Okay, so let's take a look at what this is. We have what we're actually doing is nothing more than advertising a phone number. Okay, so we advertise the phone number, and the result is what you're looking at right now. People listen to a message and they leave us a message saying they're interested. So you can see here I have like 456 messages, okay, and this is probably from February 5th through today. So 2 days, I have 456 messages. These are all people who realistically have raised their hand, for lack of a better word, and said, hey, I want to know more. Okay, what do these messages sound like? I just pulled a couple of them, so I want to play this for you guys.
Arnold Reamer, R-E-I-M-E-R, arnoldgmail.com. That's MLSR@gmail.com, 675-1137. Thank you. Oh, my interest is at 10. Thank you.
Okay, there's one. I want you to hear this one.
Hi, my name is Elaine Rogers. My cell phone number is 652989. My email address is elrogers54@gmail.com. Again, it is the ROGERS54@gmail.com. And I'm very interested. Thank you very much and have a great day. Bye.
Okay. So really, I bleeped out most of that stuff, but really all I wanted you to get out of it was the fact that they said, hey, I'm a 10 or I'm interested. So it's not too terribly difficult to pick up the phone and call these people back, because you know what? They're waiting for you to call. They're waiting for you to actually call them and give them the information that they want. Okay? So we advertise a phone number, the message coming in here. Now what happens is at some point, somebody's got to listen to these messages and do something with them. So what I want to show you here is a screenshot of messages that I took. This was from December 5th, so it's a little old. But you can see here, these are all the messages that I generated on that one day. All right, and these are people who are interested. Okay, and what did I have done? We have what's called a VA. If you don't know what a VA is a virtual assistant. They are already trained, ready to go. Everybody that joins us gets their own VA. Okay? They work for about $3.33 an hour. They're very, very cheap, and they're very good, and they know exactly what they're doing. So you're going to have someone who logs into your account, pulls the messages off the account, and then transcribes them for you. So I know this is probably too small for you all to read, but it does say, like, this person's Sarah. She says, I'm very interested in learning more about this opportunity. Please give me a call back. I get her name, I get her phone number, I get her email. I think you guys would all agree that that's pretty good information to have, right? So there's probably 100 leads right here. That's 100 leads that I generated in one day. So now what, okay? We talked about the leads being generated. We just talked about what the VA does, who comes in and pulls the leads off. Then the VA will take all of those leads on your behalf and load them into a couple different systems, okay? We have an automated follow-up system using text messaging and using email marketing, which will drive all of your leads back to your own personal website, getting them ultimately to come to a webinar just like this. That's it, right? That's really all there is to this. So, and guess what? Like I said, most of this stuff is done on your behalf by a virtual assistant. So we just covered the two secrets, right? Automation and outsourcing. So if you guys can pick up a phone and call back people who already asked you to call, then you know what? You can do this business. So hopefully that makes sense there. I'm going to bring this back up, make sure you guys are all still seeing everything. Okay, I've not seen any complaints yet, so good. Let's get back to the slide here. All right, so we talked about marketing, we talked about the sales, we talked about the products. All right, so why do you want to market a 90% automated system with digital products versus selling one physical product at a time? I mean, I could give you 100 reasons. One is, if you've ever done a physical product business, Stocking inventory is a pain, okay? And buying it is costly, and knowing how much to buy is costly, and it's just really hard. But we do have with our system, you have no products that you have to reproduce, okay? We have no recurring monthly costs, right? You pay once and you can sell them over and over again. You have 0 employees. I've owned a business that can tell you that's the best part of this. No headaches, absolutely no fuss. What kind of digital products are we selling? Digital products, you guys, if you don't know what that means, we're not talking about iPods and digital like phones and TVs. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about products that you can stream, that you can watch or listen to on your computer via the internet. That's what digital products are. What kind are they? They're products that have done over $50 billion and are currently the top 3 selling categories on Amazon, which are personal development, sales and marketing, leadership training, and now let's take a tour of what these products look like, okay? So I'm going to show you actually what they are. And in order to do that, I'm going to bring you here. This is my back office. So I want to show you guys something, okay? When you look at your products, all you need to do is click over here on the left-hand side on your products tab. I can show you that every different level that you can buy in at. I'm just going to start here at the VIP level. Oop, I gotta log in again, sorry. Okay, so you click on the products tab, you click on VIP, and here's the products, okay? This is just courses. So here is 9 different courses that you can take whenever you want, all right? So let's take a look at this. You know, in the $22,000 level, we have video sales letters. We have a course called social bookmarking. We have a course about email copy that, you know, how to write the right kind of email copy. We have webinar commissions. We have podcast blueprints, conversion blueprints, WSO marketing, cash profits, and of course targeted traffic. So most of these courses back here at the $22,000 level revolve around generating leads, okay? While we do have a lead generating machine already done for you, maybe you can go look at other ways. It's always good to diversify. So if you wanted to take one of these courses, how about this email copy course? You just simply click on the View Now button and watch the course. So here's video 1.
Hi, it's Willis, and in this video I want to share with you how you can balance your promotional.
That's it, right? I don't have time to sit here and play 10 courses for you, but that's really what they are. So keep this in mind. If you buy, whatever level you buy in at, you will get all the courses below that level included. So obviously at the VIP $22,000 level, you're going to get all the courses. How about at the pro level? Okay, we have this is about more generating leads and list building. This course right here is about list building guide. Okay, YouTube sales, how to generate leads from YouTube, webinar riches, making a webinar just like this one, bringing traffic to it and making money. Sales funnel blueprints, Twitter-like blogging, happiness now. This is a personal development mindset course. How about Warrior Forum marketing, 6 traffic methods, secret traffic sources, and paid traffic sources. At the $6,500 level, we have Facebook traffic, hashtag traffic, traffic modules, mastering WordPress, productivity mastership, leadership development, solo ads, Bing ads, lead magnet blueprint, and 4-figure promotions. At the builder level, we have Google keywords, motivational series, blogging, ad profits, video GS, and a health and fitness platform. And then at the basic level, the $2,000 level, which is taking a second to load here for some reason. Okay. There we go. Oops, sorry. Okay, at the $2,000 level, you guys, we have marketing modules, social traffic modules, law of attraction, personal self-esteem, meditation series, 20 audios there, making money in 5 minutes, list building basics, and YouTube editor. Okay, so hopefully you guys are fairly clear on the products. What I do urge you to do, if you want to know more about the products, is just get back with whoever invited you here and say you need to know more. They can show you like some actual printouts, digital, you know, actual things on our website where you can really see what the products are. Okay. So that being said, let's go back up here to the dashboard. I do want to show you a couple more things. If you can see here what's truly possible with this business, A week ago or so, I broke the 1.4 million mark with my business, as you can see here, and I've done that on roughly 132 people. Okay, different members coming in. So if you divide that out, I have no idea what it is, but it's a pretty good average sale. I can tell you we're pushing more and more towards that really hot, towards the $22,000 actually being our average sale. Think about that just for 1 second. Let's say you do buy into this business at $22,000, okay? We're going to get to what that means, but imagine making an extra 22 grand a month, okay? Maybe making 44 grand a month or 66 grand a month. It becomes very, very real once you get the thing going, okay? So I just wanted to go over that with you and definitely get back with who invited you, and they can show you more about the products and, more about this back office. So that being said, let's get back over here. Bring this back up. All right, let me see. Do I have any major questions here? Oh, thanks, Jake. Jake said 10,900 is my average. I appreciate that. There you go. Not a bad average, right? So keep in mind, like I said, we are pushing that average up and up, it seems like, every day. It's amazing how many more people see what we have here and want to buy in at the higher levels. Okay, so let me start the slideshow here again. Okay, I got to run through all these real quick. Okay, we did a tour of the back office. We talked about the products, what they are. Now, with digital products, like I just showed you, you will pay, when you buy into the business, you pay a one-time admin fee, which gives you the license rights to resell all those products. Because you have those license rights and because they're digital, you earn 100% commission on every time you sell a package. You only pay once, right? And then every single time, you get to keep 100% of the money. Training, right? Everyone's always, am I going to get support? Am I going to get help? With what we have here, we host amazing daily training calls and webinars just like this one for your success, okay? So the training, we have training calls twice a day, and we have two like technical training calls. We show you how to call leads, plus we have mindset training calls to get your mind right, which is very important. Also, we have webinars just like this. All you need to do is bring your leads to a webinar here. Let us do the selling and telling for you, okay? More on training. You're going to gain access to our entire community of team members for 27 support for free. We're helping people change their lives, and flat out our members are they're experiencing real results, okay? That's what's truly important. Is it's not just me, it's not just 5 or 6 other people. It's, I think we have several dozen other people actually making 30,000 plus per month regularly, okay? All right, that brings me to my next point. We're going to talk a little bit how you can start part-time with no money out of your own pocket up front, okay? How do we do it? Because we have different funding options available. Of course, you can buy in with your own money. That's obviously the easiest way to do it, using using cash, check, possibly a credit card. You can talk about pulling money from a 401k or IRA, stocks or investments, pulling money from there, life insurance policy, or equity from your home or vehicle, personal loan, business loan, sell stuff, friends or family, partner with someone, or our finance companies, okay? The finance companies that we have, it's very easy. We've partnered with a few of them. What I'm going to tell you is get back to who invited you here and let them know you need some information about the financing company. I want to share a little bit about it. Obviously, our financing site, it says right there, ask your inviter for the financing website. This is Coach Howard here with his smiling face, as he might be on this webinar tonight. But just a little bit, at the time I intended the webinar, he had been downsized from the company, had failed at previous business ventures. Money was tight, and to say the least, but when the financing option was introduced to me, I immediately applied. I was approved for a personal loan and a new credit card offering 0% interest for the first year. Needless to say, I was overjoyed and started my business at the VIP level, all with other people's money. So that's what we mean by using other people's money to get started. Now, if you get going at 0% for 12 months, our goal for you is to get that loan paid off within your first 6 months, okay? That's our goal for you. All right, so what you need to do is get back with whoever invited you here and tell them you're interested in the financing, all right? So what all do you actually get, okay? You decide whether you come in at $6,500 or $22,000, it doesn't matter. You're going to get all of this access. One is preferred tools and software, $497 value. You're going to get pre-written email series, all pre-written for you. You're going to get pre-written texting templates, all written for you, $497 value. Pre-recorded business intro audios, okay? You don't have to record those. They are done. I'm sure almost everyone on this webinar has heard some of our audios. You guys, you're going to get all of that done for you for $497 value. You will get a one-on-one quick start strategy session with one of our leaders to help you get off on the right foot. You're going to get a daily success activity checklist with videos telling you exactly what to do, $497 value. A pre-recorded webinar presentation just like this one that you can send your prospects to if they can't make the live webinar. You're going to get a payment and commission system already done for you, okay? You don't have to do that, but you know how, if you guys have never been in something like this, that is huge, not having to reinvent the wheel on that. $9,497 value. Excuse me, how about a 24/7 automated training system, okay? $24,997 value. You're going to get access to all of those top digital products, market ready to go, priceless, giving you a grand total of $40,473, which we are giving to you tonight for free. All right, so let's talk a little bit about some of the costs involved with this business. I want you to look here. This is basically some of the, what you can expect to spend on marketing, okay? So cost to running leads through the marketing system. We're talking about $65 to run approximately 15,000 leads through your system, okay? And the next little block over there that says momentum, once you're up and running and you have some dollars behind you, you're looking at, you want to be spending $250 to $400 a week on that, and guess what? You're going to crush it. Once you get to spending $400 a week, you're going to be killing it, you'll be extremely happy. Data, right? You're going to want to buy some data. You can buy 100,000 leads for $200. If you're running $100,000 leads per week, you're doing very, very well. Again, those are the numbers you need to be crushing this thing. Software and texting, $39.89. Sorry guys, every time I move it does that. $39 to $89 a month for the texting software. The funnel that a lot of you guys have gone to right now to register for this webinar, which probably puts you here, that costs $79 a month. Converting audios, $40 a month, but when you bring 3 people in with you into your business, it's free. Using our email marketing software and copying our swipe, you're swiping our copy, $19 a month, but you can earn a few bucks back on that every time someone goes in with you. Hiring a virtual assistant, depending on how much data, how much leads you're running and what your results are every day, you're talking about $150 to $250 a month. We do have, I'm going to tell you that that's just an invaluable service we offer. Those of you who do have full-time jobs and maybe you don't have the time to sit there and go through some of the more, I don't want to say grind type stuff, but some of the stuff that isn't making you money, you want to have a virtual assistant in place. Okay, I want to talk to you a little bit about Antonio. He's the next one down there in his first 30 days, okay? 100 people registered to this exact webinar you're watching now. He had 26 people on live, which yielded 3 sales. That equals $10,500 for him in 30 days. Okay, how about Steve? Steve registered 76 people to this webinar. 25 were on live. He made 3 sales for $30,500 in 30 days. Remember, 80% of the people that come into this thing buy at the $6,500 level or higher. And I can tell you right now that $6,500 level is even dwindling. It's becoming more of the $12,500 or the $22,000 level. I do preface this by saying the results shown there are not typical. Marketing costs can be scaled up and down. As in any business, to achieve results, you need marketing dollars and time to run your business and to be coachable. Okay? This is not something you're going to come into and just push a button and walk away and never do anything. If you guys find that, let me know. But that doesn't exist. So all I'm saying is you got to run your business. If you run your business, the results you will achieve, you'll be shocked. Okay? So let's go on here. So let's talk about some of the bonuses that we're offering you tonight. Excuse me. Let me get a drink of water here. Number 1, how do you get started quickly with our business? We have onboarding. Okay, onboarding service. So day one, we will introduce you to our onboarder. They've been doing this for a long time. They know exactly what they're doing. They will set up all your tools and swipe all of our files for you. Day three, they're going to test your system and make sure it's working properly. Day five, you're marketing and you're generating leads. So the service we provide that gets you marketing within a week, very, very quick. How about you like to make sales, but you don't really like to sell? I know there's a lot of people out there like that. How would you like to have all those making $30,000 a month in our system close deals for you? Okay, you will get free. We have a document, right? And it has about 20 of us on there that will give you that you can get access to when you need help closing. So maybe you get somebody who's interested and you don't know what to do. Don't worry about it. You just call up the first person on the list, say, hey, I got somebody I need you to talk to. Can you help me? So you're going to get access to that. That's a $4,997 value, guys. All right, I think I backed up here. Yep, that's free. All right, so you never get support. Okay, I want to introduce you here to Coach John. Coach John, this is just a little statement from him. He may be on here tonight too. He comes from a commercial real estate brokerage background where fellow agents are very selfish and come from a what's in it for me mindset. My experience since starting my business is that everyone, including the top performers, share support and offer training that serve the team. No one holds anything back because there is enough business for everyone to go around. The best decision he ever made in 25 years of experience. So I'm going to show you guys something here in just a second. I don't know why this won't move. Okay, how about the fact if you're not very technical, maybe you don't know, you're not good on the computer. Well, that's all right because we have I don't want to say 24/7. My tech support people will kill me. We have daily access to tech support where you can call them and they will help you with anything you need with regards to tech support, and that's free for you guys. Okay? So how about never getting access to top leaders? You join a business, you never get support from those directly who are making the big bucks, right? You're going to have a daily live call done by a different $30,000 a month earner Monday through Friday. You can hop on and listen to that, and that is priceless. Okay, so the ultimate bonus, right? The ultimate bonus, why almost 200 of you are still here. We're going to get to that. But before I get to that, I want to show you guys one thing. I'm sure most of you know what Skype is. And so I'm going to bring this over to you and make it a little bit bigger. Can I just get a quick, can you guys see my screen in here in Skype? Can I just get a yes or no? You guys can see this? Yes, thank you very much. You guys, we have Skype groups, we have Facebook groups for support. And what are we really big on here, you guys, is community. The community that we have is so awesome. I mean, I have made so many good friends within this thing over the last, year and a half of doing this within this group. It's just great. And I'm going to get to some of the other things, and I know them all personally, and we talk and we share ideas. But this is our Skype group. This is one of our, we actually have 2 Skype groups. But I'm just going to type a quick little message in here, and then I'm going to put it aside. We'll come back to it. But I'm just going to say, hey, team, you can see I'm typing. I'm live now on the webinar. Please give potential new members. God, I cannot type here, sorry. Please give potential new members your thoughts. Okay? And I will absolutely just copy this here and put it in the other group too. Copy it, I'll hit enter, and then we'll come back and check on that in just a few minutes and see what everyone says. This is another one of our Skype groups. I'll put the same thing right in there. And I promise you guys, this is not pre-planned. They don't know I'm doing this. This is not pre-planned, but I just want to show you what they say. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to go and talk about this bonus, and then we'll come back and look at some of the comments. So, play from the current slide here. All right, the ultimate bonus, the fast start bonus. What does that mean? It means you join our team here within 48 hours from now by purchasing your license fee, and we're going to automatically bump you to the next membership level for free. And why is that important? I'm going to show you, okay? So let's first look at the basic and the builder package, which is the $2,000 there in red, the $2,000 and the $3,500 level. Your admin fees are $195 or $295. There is no bonus at that level. You need one qualifying sale, then you keep 100%, and you can earn up to $2,000 or $3,500 depending on, depending on where you decide to buy in. In green, right, at the advanced level, let's first take a quick peek at the advanced level. Let's say that you decide you act within 48 hours, meaning you call back the person who got you here, who invited you here, and you say, I want to come in and I'm going to do it within the next 2 days. You're going to pay your admin fee for $445, which is at the $12,000 level. You pay the person who invited you here $6,500. You will then be able to earn up to $12,000 per sale. So we'll bump you from $65,000 to $12,000 simply by paying your admin fee within the next 48 hours. One qualifying sale is needed at each level, then you keep 100%. At the pro level, $12,500, you pay your admin fee of $495 at the $22,000 level. Okay, you're going to pay your admin fee at the $22,000 level. Then we will bonus you to the $22,000 level. After you're qualified, then you keep 100%. That saves you $9,500. Okay. How about at the VIP level, right? Well, we're going to actually let me put that on hold. I want to explain to you guys why this is so valuable. Okay. The reason this is so valuable is this: at the pro level, let's just start there at the $12,500. Okay. Let's say you decide to buy in at the pro level $12,500, you pay your admin fee at $490. Let's say you don't take the bonus. This makes it easier. Let's just for example say you decide to wait a week, okay, maybe a month, whatever. It doesn't matter. You buy in at $12,500, you do not take our bonus that we're offering you tonight, okay? And I'll tell you right now, we do abide by the 48-hour rule, okay? We all abide by it. You need to get back to your person. So, who invited you here? Excuse me. So you don't take the bonus, you go out, you start marketing this thing, okay? You make a sale. Doesn't matter what your first sale is. Let's keep it easy and just say your first sale is for $12,500. That's going to qualify you at the $12,500 level. Now you can earn $2,000, you can earn $3,500, you can earn $6,500, and you can earn $12,500. You are not eligible for the $22,000. And I guarantee you one thing, and probably everyone will agree that's in the business, you will eventually, probably sooner than later, make a sale for 22 grand, okay? And what happens then? Well, you didn't take a bonus, okay? So you're not at the $22,000 level. That means that you are going to have to do what's called a roll-up. You will roll up $9,500 to the next person in line who is at the $22,000 level, okay? If you want to upgrade yourself, which you're going to want to do, you're going to want to upgrade yourself, that means you're going to have to come out of pocket another $9,500 to get to the $22,000 level. Now let's go look at the reverse. Let's say you do take the bonus. Everything is the same. You buy in at $12,500. You take the bonus that we're offering you. You're qualified at $12,500. You make a sale for $22,000. Well, you still have to do that pass up. So you are a roll up. You are still going to have to do a roll up of $9,500. But the best thing about it is now you're qualified at $22,000. You do not have to come out of pocket $9,500. You're now qualified at $22,000, and every sale you make from here on out is yours. Every roll-up, every pass-up, every upgrade, every direct sale, everything that you do stops with you. So that's what's so great about that, okay? The exact same situation holds true for the $6,500 level, okay? All right, now let's talk about the VIP. VIP is the $22,000 level that you're going to buy in at right out of the gate if you decide that you love what we're talking about here, okay? Why would you want to do that if you could just buy in at $12,500 and take the bonus? It's really simple, because you will earn 100% from day one. There are no pass-ups, there are no roll-ups. You're going to earn on direct sales, qualifying sales, roll-ups, and upgrades from day one. Okay, every sale that is beneath you that has a roll-up or an upgrade, it stops with you. It doesn't move to the next person in line. That is why you want to do it. So let's talk about it for a minute. The VIP, you're going to join at the $22,000 product package. We're automatically going to qualify you on all product packages. You will earn 100% on commissions from your first sale at each product package, okay? You're never going to have a passive. This is ultimately the cheapest way to buy in. I can tell you that when I got started in this business, I had to borrow the money. I bought in at $3,500. That's all I had. And it ultimately cost me, I want to say between 55 and 60,000 to get to the highest level when I got started. So back then it was all I could do, but knowing what I know now, there would be no different. I would automatically buy in at the highest level. All right. Why else? Because you're going to get to come to our event. It's the $30,000 a month in 60K event. I'm going to tell you that the title of the event is exactly what we're talking about here. We are going to show you how you can earn 30K a month in the next 60 days and then continuously do it every 60 days after that. A little bit about the event, and then I'm going to let some of the other people on here tonight talk about the event, and they'll tell you what it is. But I can tell you that we've had 2 events so far. We have another one coming up at the end of March. It's going to be in San Diego, California on Coronado Island. We always do these events at 5-star resorts where everything is fantastic. The service, the rooms, the food, the drink, everything is phenomenal. You're going to get trained by those of us who are doing this and more. I can tell you that the very first event we had, it was me and one other guy, one of my partners, and we ran it, okay? And we had about 25 people there, right? And then we just had another event here in Colorado, up in Vail at the Four Seasons Resort. The nice thing about, well, not the nice, the awesome thing about that event was of those 25 people, we probably had 10 or 15 more who did a lot of the teaching at that next event. So they took what we taught at the first event and did it, and they earned 30, and they started earning 30K a month plus, and I do mean plus when I say that, okay? So hopefully that makes sense. You definitely want to be at our event. So you join in at the $22,000 VIP product package. You're going to get the ability to start making money from day one. We will offer you, if you want one, a free trained appointment setter. You also are going to get access to the recording of our last $30,000 a month and 60-day event, which was in Vail, Colorado. Like I said here, where we had, there were 3 7-figure earners and over a dozen members who've been generating $30,000 to $100,000 a month at this year's training. Okay? So, fast start bonus, we're going to talk about it real quick. This is from Mr. Marty, Coach Marty. He's crushing this business. The training, the sense of community, and the franchise-like blueprint that I've been able to plug into with the 8-figure dream lifestyle has changed my life. It literally allowed me to quit my job in corporate sales within 5 months of getting started. Also by attending the VIP event in Vail, Colorado in October and applying the concepts shared there has allowed me to make over 6 figures in the last 3 months, which I think is pretty awesome. So grateful to be a part of what he's learned here. All right, so before we get into what you've learned, let's go peek back in at our Skype group that I just had there. I want to see what has came up. Okay. All right, so here's my little question that I asked. I said, hey, team, I'm live now on the webinar. Please give potential new members your thoughts. Will, hey, everyone, in tonight's webinar, Coach Will here. That's what he said. Looking good, Brian. I'm just getting started, and I love it. The business has totally exceeded my expectations. What a blessing. Awesome business group and awesome income. Say goodbye to your boss. Right place, right time. So grateful. Paul says, awesome community. Love it. Patrick, 8-figure dream lifestyle keeps getting better all the time. Benefit to the whole community. Kathy, love this place. Best business. Fantastic. Love it. 50K in January. Right on. All right, let's see what the other group said, if anybody said anything. Hang on here. This one. Hey, Brian, this community and business are the best. This community is filled with servant leaders. So grateful to be a part of it. Jay says, nothing short of spectacular, as I and many other members have found it to be. Only business model that I know where you can not only get your investment back, but create a substantial profit so quickly. Fantastic. John says, feel so blessed to have found the business when I needed it most. The entire 8FDL community are incredible people who help serve each other and to assure continuous success at whatever level we choose. There you go, guys. You heard it straight from the horse's mouth, not just mine, okay? So, oh gosh, we got a lot of people on here tonight. That's awesome. All right, guys, let's wrap it up. We're getting a little bit late here. I try to be the fastest one on these webinars, but let's talk about what we've learned. We have talked about why discovering an online business is the only way to build a lifestyle where you're going to be free and doing it by plugging into our franchise-like system. We talked about some automation and how the 84-year-old man made $10,000 in his first 30 days, and we showed you about the financing and why if you're interested in that, get back with whoever invited you, and we can possibly get you started with no money out of your pocket. You guys remember, the #1 sale in our business is $6,500 plus. Sorry, what would an additional $6,500 a month do for you? Okay, what would it do for you? Think about that. Would it help you to pay off your bills? Would it help you to fire your boss? Would it help you to start moving towards the lifestyle of your dreams? Okay. Brendan Bouchard, top 5 things to look at when considering an opportunity. Will I get a return on my investment fast? Will I not only get a short-term win, but a long-term gain? How about personal development? It's going to give you opportunity to grow as a person, challenge me while still being simple enough for you to get results. Does it meet your ultimate lifestyle, time off, spending time with my family, travel, living life on your terms, and of course emotional well-being, which I really think is the most important thing. Does it relieve stress, less headaches, and more happiness? Look, you guys are all here because you're looking for something, right? You're not just here for fun. You're here because you're looking for something. With what I've shared to you tonight, can you honestly say yes on each one of these? Hopefully I did my job, and you guys can say yes. Will you get a return on your investment fast? Yes. How about a short-term win? Not only a short-term win, but a long-term gain? Yes. Of course, personal development. Remember, we do have personal development calls 5 days a week, done by a different leader. Does it meet your ultimate lifestyle? For sure. And of course, emotional well-being. Okay? So, make your dreams come true. Whether you are here because you want to change careers, whether you want to go to the beach, travel with your family, whether you want a new car, whatever it is, it's ultimately the same thing, freedom. And I believe we've touched on that pretty well tonight. So make this the best year of your life, you guys. What's your first choice? And this is my favorite slide over all of it. The same old thinking will always yield you the same old results. Without a doubt, time and time again, if you're thinking about something, you have to make a change, right? You have to consciously think about making a change. All that involves and all that I'm asking you to do, if you are interested, is pick up the phone when we're done and get back to the person who invited you here. You don't have to talk about it necessarily tonight, right? But just tell them, just tell them that you're interested, okay? And you want to know more. Remember this, if you do what you've always done, you will get what you've always gotten. And what's your second choice? Make this your best year of your life. Stop making excuses. You can make excuses or you can make money, but you cannot make both. Get back to who invited you and get started with our team ASAP. So make a decision now to join our team, and then you're going to be able to put your smiling face right up here with all of these people. Some of them who you're going to meet tonight because they're here as panelists on the webinar. So you can get started right now, join our highly successful team, and make more money than ever. Make 2017 the best year ever. Okay. It is in your moment of decision that your destiny is shaped. So let's get started. All right. So I got one more poll for you. Okay. I got one more poll for you guys. Right. Which one are you? Are you a 3? Thanks, but this is not a good match. How about this one? Are you a 2? I'm interested, but I have a few questions. Or are you a 1? You're ready to get started, ready to start making some money. So in order to get these questions answered, I'm going to launch a poll here. Please vote, you guys. I want to see everybody voting. And that really helps us to know how we're doing here and who we need to get back to. So everybody, please vote. Okay, we got a lot more people to vote. Guys, please, 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 please keep voting, keep voting. A little bit more. We're going to keep it open. A couple more votes, please. There we go. All right, so I'm going to close the poll and share the results with y'all. Oh, I just lost the results. Sorry. Where'd they go? Oh. Well, that's really weird. The results went away. Oh, there we go. I got it back. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see this. Awesome, right? Number two, you're interested, but you have more questions. That's pretty typical. Get back to who invited you guys. Number one, you're excited, ready to get started. Get back to who invited you. And for those of you who are not interested, that's okay. I hope you learned something. Thanks for being here with us tonight. Okay? So that being said, we are going to get to our questions here in just a couple minutes. But before I do that, I want to close a couple of these things down, and I want you to hear from a few other people who I seem to have lost. Hang on, I'm having some technical difficulties here. Let me show. All of my panelists, where'd y'all go? I don't see you anymore for some reason here.
We see you, Brian.
You can see me. I can't see you at all. Thank you for stopping.
Well,
Does anyone else on the webinar see the panelists?
Brian, they can all see
the
everybody.
panelists.
All right. Well, I'm just going to shut up. I can't see any of you guys. I seem to have lost. It. Let me see if I go like this.
You can hear us, right?
I can definitely hear you guys.
Awesome.
Everything seemed to have went away. Well, I'm just going to go ahead because I can't see you. I know that CJ and Mark are there. So you guys, I want to introduce you to CJ and Mark. They're rock stars, right? They've been with me now for, gosh, how long, guys? Almost 2 years? Couple years?
Our year anniversary in January, so we're excited. Flew by.
But
Well, I'm gonna let you guys do a little talking. I'm gonna try and figure out where my video went. So
And Brian, just for your information, we got Coach Kathy, we got Coach Mike, and we got Coach Orlando on the screens as well. So just to tell you what's going on.
rock stars.
Hey guys.
Hey,
you guys go ahead, tell your story. I'd love to, definitely let everyone know how you've been doing, what you've experienced, maybe touch on the events, and I'm gonna shut up and try and find the video.
CJ will kick it off. Go ahead.
Can I start?
You bet.
Awesome. Well, first of all, I do want to get a little clarification. I did join last January, but I really didn't get serious until June of last year. And that was truly a life changer for me in my life. And that is what really became an awakening for me and for Mark as well. It allowed me to really, literally within 90 days, be able to walk away from my real estate career. And if any of you that are on the webinar are in real estate or in the mortgage or insurance industry, it just requires a lot of hours, a lot of days. There is actually no downtime, and I was working 7 days a week. So this was an amazing blessing for me to have this come into my life and be able to listen to a recording just like every one of you on the webinar today heard. And the rest is really history. I mean, I plugged into the simplicity of the system. I plugged into the automation. I got serious, and I followed the proven plan that they have in place. And if anybody, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, if you're not happy in the place in your life that you're in today, and you really want to make a change, I can't stress it enough to tell you this is a real business. This has been a life changer for so many of us, and the community, the leadership, the VIPs, the trainings, everything that we are given to create our success has been able to allow us to pay it forward and to really help other people create their success within 30 to 45 days and sooner, because we do have a lot of rock stars that have been able to do it in a couple of weeks. I've got one gentleman, Reverend Bob, did it in 6 days and brought in his new member that we haven't even posted yet. So we're really excited and honored to have so many people join us that really, truly are looking for a real business with real people that care. Not about getting involved in the business and forgetting you, but working as a community to really help each other. So I'm really proud, Brian, to be a part of this team with amazing Kathy. I love you, Kathy. You're awesome. And Mike and Orlando. Well, we have so many more rock stars that care about the community and the people, and that's what we're about. So I welcome you. If you're not in a place in your life and you really are looking for a change, come in, get your feet wet, get back to the person that invited you, and you're going to see some major changes in your life like we've experienced. So I can get very emotional about this. So I'm going to move on and turn it over to you.
Wow, that's a tough act to follow, but you know what?
I'm passionate about it.
I feel your pain. No, I can tell you right now that she's speaking from the heart, and I feel the same way. Very quickly, ex-corporate guy, 17, 18 years in some big companies around the country. This demanded so much of my life, my time freedom was given up, so I was trading time for dollars, like a lot of you can probably appreciate that you don't think there's another way. So I was basically making money for somebody else. So I saw what CJ was doing in this business. We attended one of the VIP events in Laguna Beach, California last year in June. That was my turning point. That was my epiphany. I knew that I wasn't going back to the corporate grind. We made a decision. I gave up a pretty high-paying job. But, you know, all good things come with risk, right? This was a controlled decision. I did my homework. I knew what I had in front of me. And we haven't looked back. I left that. I am psychologically unemployable now, which I love. And now we enjoy a different lifestyle, which you can only get into it to really appreciate it. Come walk in our shoes, and then you'll understand what we're talking about. We're way healthier. We feel better about what we're doing. We love everybody we work with. Great community, which means so much. So back to you, Brian. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Brian.
Thanks, guys. I can see now. It's so much easier. I was sitting here replying, going, I don't know who I'm talking to or anything. But so I'm just going to go who I see next, which is Miss Kathy, who is definitely here in my neck of the woods in Colorado. Kathy, I've got to experience and meet Kathy at the last event, and she's killing it. Kathy, if you would come on out and just tell a little bit about yourself, what your experience has been.
Sure. Well, I'm happy to be here. I love sharing my story because I feel like I represent a bit of the underdog in a way. I got the Persistence Award at the VIP event. I came from the lowest level. So I have a background in childcare. And so the loving people part of this business was definitely a must for me to feel safe enough to make a step out like this with no business background, no previous experience operating a business. That was a real big incentive. I just instinctually knew it was a good fit for me. And I came in with cash at the lowest level and started running my business, quickly realized the advantages of the higher levels, worked hard, upgraded, and was at the VIP event in Vail where I got to meet you, which was so fantastic. So the system provided so much support and security and structure that while I was learning how to operate a business, it was running on its own, which is one of the best ways to start a business. Coming from someone with no business background is to learn as you go, earn as you learn, and this is the best place that I can think of to do that. I just feel so honored to be here and welcome people on board.
Thank you, Kathy.
Yeah.
It was definitely fun to meet with you a couple months ago, and you're coming to San Diego, aren't you?
You know, the verdict is still out on San Diego for me. I have a lot. One of the things I love about this business is it really caters to my family responsibilities. It's really important to me to be around my children a lot, and I have some ideas about what might happen with my family during that time, so it's still out. But okay. I'm working on it. We'll see.
I know CJ and Mark are going to be there, and I know. Well, let me bring up Mike. Or just going in order here. Mike is one of the guys that is part of. He's on one of my. Well, I'll let him tell you. But Mike took to this like glue, right? And I know that he came in and absolutely killed it, right? So, Mike, why don't you come on out and tell a little bit about what you've experienced, what why. Go ahead. Sorry.
Sure. Yeah. Hi, everybody, and thanks for having me on. Yeah, my name is Mike Ford from California, and I've always been in business for myself. I've always been self-employed, so I did understand business. But when I came into this, I was a lot like CJ. I dabbled in it, and I wasn't committed. And I kept seeing other people who were creating the kind of income that I wanted to have from this. So I wasn't able to go to Vail, Colorado, but I was actually able to see everything that was going on in Vail, Colorado, because everybody that was there was using these to send videos back. And I watched every one of them. So it's almost like I was at the event. So I really put myself in my seat and decided to get serious and get committed in late October. And had some great sales in November, some great sales in December, and I actually upgraded to VIP. And I spent a lot more time in this last month in January helping my folks who have come on board. And it's paid off today because one of them just upgraded today from 6,500 to VIP, and another one is upgrading tomorrow from 12.5 to VIP. So just in upgrades in 2 days is 25,000. And I have 2 people going through financing right now. Next week they should be coming on board. So when they talk about the support that you get and the support that we give, no other business I've ever seen does that. I've had so much support from everybody, not people that are just in my upline or my, that have benefit from me, but from the whole community. And so now I give back. So I do one of the training calls on Monday and Wednesday, and it's just, there's no other business like this. There's nowhere you can go to create this kind of an income in such a short period of time. And I will be in San Diego, and every single one of my associates is going to be in San Diego with us.
That's fantastic. Awesome. So that you just answered my next question to you. You are coming to San Diego. I look forward to meeting you in person, Mike. Glad you're coming.
Absolutely.
Okay. Last but not least, certainly not least, is Orlando. I've known Orlando for a long time. We've been in a couple different things together. The guy's always killed it in everything he does. He's just got that kind of ethic, work ethic, and what I love about Orlando is what probably some of you guys who are considering this, will this work? If you just know it's going to work and you just come into it knowing it's going to work, then it's going to work, right? I mean, it's going to work. So there's no reason to think it won't, but I'm going to let Orlando go ahead and tell you a little bit about himself.
Yeah. Well, congratulations to Mike as well as Kathy and CJ. Congratulations to Bob. That's huge. That's big. So yeah, guys, my name is Orlando. I've known Brian now for about 3 years, roughly, almost 3 years, and we've become good friends. And what's great about this business is not only can you add more prosperity to your life, right, financially, and of course time freedom. That's really what it's about. But you're going to be able to make new, awesome friends. As a matter of fact, I'm crashing at CJ's place in the summer in a couple of months. So you get to meet new friends and stay at their houses and just live life, right? And network and travel and still work, but work part-time and have a business that it's mobile, right? So, I got started in this like Brian did back about 3 years ago or so. And I knew it was going to work because, I come from a blue-collar working family, family-owned construction business, so I knew that side of it. And I wanted to work with my brain and not so much with my hands like my dad did pretty much all his entire life. So I did what most kids do, right? Went to school, got a degree, or what most parents would want from their kids to get a college degree. And then I got my fancy college degree and found myself in my mid-20s working, 50, 60 hours a week and looking at my superiors that were pretty miserable. And I didn't want to look back 30, 40 years ago and say, man, could I have done something differently? So I've always been in love with, entrepreneurship, and I've been trying to figure out how to be able to work from home. I didn't care what I was going to make. I just didn't want to have to sit through traffic, work in a cubicle, be told when I got to work, go on a break or go on lunch break. I wanted to, live on my terms. So it took me a long time to figure it out. Lost a lot of money, a lot of time. And fortunately enough, I came across this business model, and of course, this wonderful community that we're a part of. And I've been able to build a lifestyle that most people would only dream about. And I don't say that to brag or be bodacious, but I do want to impress upon you that if right now we're in February, going into pretty much 2017, and if the year hasn't started off or is going on track the way you want it to go, then you have to think about what are you going to do differently, because we're all adults here, and if you don't do something differently, right, we're all adults here, and we know that you can't expect anything to change. So you have to ask yourself, when I looked at this business model, it made total sense to me, because the one thing that I learned in college, and this is, when people say, oh, I go to school and I didn't learn anything. Well, I learned one thing, many things, but this one thing has made me, a lot of money, and that is I took economics and I learned universal laws of economics. And you look at our business model is really built for success, because it's based on numbers. And if you're willing to follow our blueprint, be coachable, and if you're willing to learn, we're willing to teach you. I do the Friday training call now. Mike does some calls. CJ does calls. Brian does calls. You've got, we are VIP, 30,000 a month earners. If you want to learn what we do, and I guarantee you, we don't do anything difficult that you can't learn how to do. So if you're willing to learn, we're willing to teach you. And if you have a burning, and I say a burning desire to make financial changes in your life, and you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, get back with the person that invited you here and get your questions answered, because you're going to find that if you want to make a well-educated decision, you need to get good information. So this is a blessing. I'm looking forward to meeting you all in San Diego next month. We're going to have a ton of fun, right? I mean, life is not just about, living life and making money. It's about enjoying the time with your friends and family. And I don't know about you, but I get to hang around my peers for 3 days in a 5-star resort about how to take our businesses and our lives to the next level. So that's what gets me excited every single night and every single day when I get up in the morning and I get the opportunity to change people's lives. So if this is the community that you want to be a part of, the invitation is open here. So welcome in advance. So that's all I got, Brian. Back over to you.
Awesome. Thanks, Orlando. Appreciate it. You guys, we got some Q&A time right now. And can you guys tell me if you can see my screen? Can you see the questions, common questions? Yes. Okay. I'm going to ask you guys for help on these. I like to hear other people's, perspective. So I'll go through the first one. Basically, how does the other people's money system work? That's always a question we get when we talk about other people's money. This brings me to the power of leverage. Everything I do, whether if I can buy a new mattress, a new computer, a new TV, anything like that, I use other people's money, right? And that's what we have going for you here. When I go to Best Buy and I go buy a new computer, I'm going to finance that thing 15 months, same as cash, and I'm going to pay it off over time while my money's working for me. So that's exactly what we have here. I do got to preface that by saying we need your FICO score to fall in line, but if your FICO score is there, we can get you a loan at 0% for 12 months, and you can use somebody else's money to get this thing going. It will not take you 12 months to pay back that loan, okay? So what are you going to do? You're going to use someone else's money to buy into the business, then you're going to get paid from somebody else, and you're going to use that money to pay back the loan. That's what I mean by using other people's money, okay? I'm going to who wants to take the next question? What are we selling? Anybody want to raise their hand, or do you just want me to call? Orlando, you're the first. Fire away.
Yeah, let me explain this all right, so what are we selling, right? People get hung up on this. We're selling a membership site it's a membership to a digital library of personal development and business educational courses, okay? These are trainings. Brian went through this earlier, but, sometimes we don't put a lot of time into that. But again, because we have hours and hours of training, but you're buying these are entrepreneur generic courses that teach you principles on marketing, management, education, advertising, right? So you can become a more savvy entrepreneur. Okay, that's one half of your investment. The second half of your investment is that you are paying for the resale rights. Okay, so you're getting a license to be able to resell the content, because just because you buy something doesn't mean you have the resale rights or the rights to sell it. So you're buying the licensing fee, okay, to be able to market to other people that are open-minded, okay, and we've got the leads of how, we got our system that generates the leads. So we're basically, you can market the actual products to an end user. You certainly are welcome to do that. However, you're going to find that it's easier to market the business, right? The business in a box. So understand that we're selling a business opportunity here. It's a package deal. So you got to think of yourself as being the franchisee, and you're also the franchisor, okay? Now, again, this is not a franchise. This is an online franchise model, but I'm just trying to get you to wrap your head around our model. We've got a digital licensing model, okay? We don't have tangible products, okay? And that's why we can pay 100% of the profits, okay? Because we have basically no overhead except for, the servers that it takes to maintain our media, because our media is online, right? Think of Netflix, right? Most people know Netflix and your cable company, right? Well, they have a service, right? You're paying a monthly bill for either, subscription to your Netflix account or your cable company, and you're getting, access to channels and packages, which is entertainment, but we're selling education, okay? So hopefully that makes sense. Back over to you, Brian.
Thank you, sir. All right, next one. What are the marketing costs? Again, we covered that a little bit, but for many of you folks, okay, Mike, you raised your hand. Tell us some real-world experience on what this thing costs to run.
Okay. Well, I can tell you as a business owner, this is far less than, to create this kind of income, the business expense here is far less than what I used to spend running my construction company. In the beginning, I was spending about $1,500 a month to get up and running. And now that I have, again, associates that I'm helping, I'm spending far less because I'm helping them get their businesses going. So it maybe costs me about maybe $700 a month now to maintain the business, but to do this right and to really get it up and running and get it to where we're talking about this $30,000 a month, you're going to want to be able to come in with about $1,500 a month to properly service it.
Okay, that's fair enough. Anyone else want to add to that, or are we good? Okay. All right, CJ, Mark, how do we get paid?
We get paid in shekels, right? No, I'm just kidding. No, that's the best part of our business, right? So how do we get paid? Well, we get paid very, very quickly, and it's once you're qualified, it's 100% profit. Basically, after your marketing costs, 80 to 100% profitability directly paid to you, and that's typically done within about a 24-hour period, typically in the form of a cashier's check or a bank wire or something of that sort. So it's very quick, very clean, and very direct. There's no middleman company that is you're waiting on to get paid. This is member-to-member payment. No other model like it. Very clean.
And we love it.
Okay, Kathy, how fast can I start making some sales?
All right, well, that is the greatest part of our business. You can get up and running within 30 to 45 days. Very, very common, 30 to 45 days. And it is a bit dependent on how much dialer you do to begin with. So you want to get a fast start as much as you can. And then from there, it's all about continually marketing.
Yep.
Did I answer it?
No, you did. That's good.
It took me 6 weeks. I was a little bit of a slow start.
It took you 6 weeks, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. I've seen people do it in the first week. I've seen people take 90 days. The people that buy into that do our business and follow what we say, I can tell you if it takes you 90, if it takes you 90 days, that's too long. Okay, but it should happen quicker than that. Taxes. I hate this question, so I'm gonna let somebody else take it. How do you guys handle taxes? I know what I do. Does anyone want to answer that?
I can take it, Brian. It's a really easy one.
Okay.
All right, so it's really simple, guys. We're not now. I got to preface this with a disclaimer. I am not we're not tax professionals or tax consultants. Okay, so everything that you earn here, you're not going to get 1099 or what is it, a W-2 or whatever, right? So you're not going to get an actual documentation. Everything that you earn, you have to basically file it or claim it with your tax professional, okay, whether that's H&R Block or whoever does your taxes normally. So basically, in other words, you are 100% responsible for reporting your earnings, okay, which means you're 100% responsible for paying your own taxes, okay? So consult with your tax professional.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you that the taxes are something you can't avoid, but it is a good problem to have, right? When your accountant tells you you owe some crazy amount of money, well, that's good, right? Even though it's not fun, it's still good because that means you made a lot of money. Anyone else want to add to that before we move on?
Let me add this because I know, it seems I've known this for a long time, but if you guys were raised in an employee family and you don't have business owners in your circle of friends or family, you may not be aware, and this is super, super important, you may not be aware that there's basically two tax systems in the U.S. You got a tax system for employees and another one for employers, okay? Guess who you think is more advantageous? Well, the employer, the business owners. So what does that mean? That means that as a business owner / home business owner, as an entrepreneur, period, you've got at least 400 tax deductions that you can take advantage of, legal tax deductions that you can't take advantage of if you're an employee. So if you were making $100,000 as an employee and you were making $100,000, for yourself, well, if everything else is equal, I can tell you that the guy that works for himself is going to pay at least about half the amount of taxes as the guy who's basically, working as an employee, okay? So what does that mean? That means that it's not about just what you make in this business. It's about what you get to keep. And the beautiful thing about this business model, every single red cent that you spend, you can write it off in your taxes, along with a whole plethora of expenses that you can deduct, legal deductions, so that you only have to pay Uncle Sam the bare legal minimum. Okay, so what's that mean? That means that you can save a lot of money based on the amount of money you make here by paying less in taxes. Okay, so get back with your tax professional, because if that was the only reason you should join this business, that would be good enough in my book. And look into that, because that's a huge advantage. So back over to you, Brian.
Awesome. Okay, guys.
Hey, Brian.
Goodness,
I just-
I'm sorry, Brian, but
No, go ahead.
definitely being self-employed, there's huge benefits, and it's definitely a tremendous opportunity to have that available and be able to write off some trips because it's business, VIP because it's business, and a lot of other things that we have to do in business. It's just an expense. It's part of doing business. So back to you, Brian. I had to say that. Good point, Orlando.
I can tell you guys, just unfortunately today I had to buy a new water heater. Part of life, right? I had to buy a new water heater today, but guess what? Part of that is going to get, because I work out of my house, part of that's going to get written straight off. So it's not the worst thing in the world, even though I had to buy a new water heater. All right, so last question here. When is the next event? Well, here it is. It's March 24th through March 26th. I highly encourage you guys to take part in this event. We want you we got Kathy, we got Orlando, and CJ, Mark, and Mike has not been to one, but he's coming to the next one. These events will change your life. They'll change your future. You definitely want to get to the event. You know what? You only have to be at the $6,500 level or higher to come to the event, and you'll leave there a different person. So I encourage you to get there. It's going to be at a beautiful resort in San Diego in March. The weather should be beautiful. I think the weather is always beautiful in San Diego. So definitely want to get there. Last but not least, you guys, please make sure to schedule a free screen share or consultation with one of our VIP members who are making $30,000 a month. What do I mean by that? Get back with who invited you here, tell them you want to know more, and that person will schedule with myself or CJ or Orlando or Kathy or Mike, one of us, to show you this thing from the back end, okay? All I'm saying is we're very transparent here. We will show you everything. We'll show you that the figures we're talking about are real, and we'll show you how the marketing works. We'll show you, We'll show you everything, right? And I do have to answer one question here because Mark keeps asking it, and I'm going to let, who do I want to pick on this one? Because I know this is coming through the minds of a lot of people. Why does this sound like a pyramid scheme? Ooh, why does this sound like a pyramid scheme? Do you want me to answer it or does somebody else want to answer it? I don't. You're
My
muted,
goodness,
Orlando.
boy. This one right here. Okay, first of all, most people don't know what a pyramid scheme is, and I'm not going to dive into it, but this is okay, guys. Let me break this down. Okay, we're selling a membership site to a digital library. Okay, so that is our product. Just because it's not tangible doesn't mean it's not a legitimate business model. Look at Comcast. Look at your cable company. Okay, so we're not providing a service, but we have a digital product or an intangible product. Okay. So you have to understand that all we're doing is reselling a membership and a business opportunity that comes with the resale rights because we are buying intellectual property. What's intellectual property? Well, college kids graduate every single day with a college degree. It's a sheet of paper. Okay, what does it mean? Well, it means whatever you want it to mean, but it's a degree in something, but it has value, right? That's called intellectual property. You can print a paper, but it's something you can't feel or touch because it's education. Okay, so we have a digitized library and we're selling a membership, and you're also getting the resale rights to that. When somebody buys our membership, we get paid. Okay, and if you want to refer others, well, we're going to teach you how to refer others. We're going to generate or show you how to work a system that generates leads for you. And when somebody is open-minded and they purchase from you, you get paid, okay? That is a legitimate business model, okay? You just have to understand that we're selling educational products to people that are open-minded, okay? So hopefully, when I get these questions about the pyramid scheme, first of all, that is an illegal operation, okay? We do live events at 5-star resorts, okay? I mean, you have to kind of, wrap your head around that, okay? So, no 5-star resort. We stayed at the, what was it? The one in the, we just came back from at the Four Seasons, okay? Some are prestigious location here. So, guys, we're selling a membership site, and when somebody purchases that membership, somebody gets paid, and we have a way of referring others, and we have what's called a one-up compensation plan, okay? Very different from multi-level marketing, okay? Multi-level marketing, you need about 5,000 people to make about, no, I'm sorry, 2,000 people to make about $5,000 in residual income because people are paying about $100, $150 to get about $3 a month, which why it takes years and years to build that income. In this business model, we're getting paid 100% of the commission, and I would say about 85% of the sales are 65 or 100 or higher. So when you looked at Brian's back office with about whatever that was, right, 1.4 million, 136 members, our average sale here is about, I'd say 11 to 13,000. Okay, so this is what I call the big leagues. And if you want, obviously, more prosperity, and you want to, obviously not do the multi-level marketing thing, and I like to talk about MLM because a lot of people call it a pyramid scheme, even though it is a legitimate business model. So become educated, because when you're educated, you can make a well-educated decision. So hopefully that answers your question, whoever asked that. Back over to you, Brian.
I'll elaborate a little bit. I know it's getting late here. We're pushing 2 hours, you guys. Pyramid scheme, and here's what I want to ask you guys who are thinking that. First of all, what is a pyramid scheme? What is a pyramid scheme? I don't know what that even means. So tell me what that means, and I'll let you type that in there. And while I'm going on, when I think of a pyramid scheme, I think of a pyramid, and you got one person up here, right? One person up here, and all these little worker bees down below funneling money up to the top where that guy gets paid. Now, I'm just going to throw this out there, but what does that sound like to you? That sounds like corporate America to me, right? I worked in corporate America. You got a million other people funneling money to the guy at the top. Okay, that is a pyramid in my mind. Now, a pyramid and a pyramid scheme are two different things. I don't know, like Orlando just said, if I was on here pitching a scheme or something illegal, I wouldn't be here showing my face, first of all. Second of all, we wouldn't have live events where we actually talk about what we're doing. But we are selling a model. I want you to think of it as a franchise or relationship to a franchisee relationship. Even though we're not a franchise, we're selling a model. People that buy into our business are interested in making money. One of the perks that they get, they're going to get education. They're going to get coached. They're going to get training. They're going to get a system. They're going to get a lead generating machine. So all these things at the end of the day add up to product and value that you're getting. How about college? How about, let's talk about going to college where you pay $30,000 a semester. What are you getting out of that? You're not getting anything tangible out of that. You're getting an education. That's exactly what we have here. We are going to give you an education, whether you get it through our trainings, whether you get it through the products that we have. That's what we're going to get. Hopefully that answers your question. Let me look and see how that works. Yeah, that's how it works. So yes, you agree with me there. A job is a pyramid. Yes. Is this webinar recorded and how can I access it again? Yes. I guess I just don't understand what is being bought and sold. What's being bought and sold here are digital products. The digital products are and the digital products and the training and the education that we give you. I can't go on anymore, but that's the deal. You guys, I'm done. Does anyone else have anything to say? I'm gonna wrap it up. Okay.
So, hey, Brian, I got a write-off. I lose these on the golf course a lot.
What does that say?
8-figure dream lifestyle. And it has my it has my website on it.
Good job. That's a nice one.
I want one.
Okay.
Paul says that was very well explained. I hope that answers your question, you guys. You guys have a great evening. I'm heading to Vail to go skiing on Thursday, so I'm out of here. Everybody else, make it a great rest of your week. Make it a great weekend. Get back with who invited you. And we want to see you as panelists on this webinar. God bless you all. Make it a great night. Thanks, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.